When my dad passed away, my cousin seized the opportunity of my drowning despair and attempted to portray me as unstable, unhinged even. Now he's crying, begging me not to destroy his life, grabbing at the same fabrications he used to attack me with like flotation devices. But I'm not sinking anymore. He'd been sick for a while. Pancreatic cancer. The kind that doesn't wait for anything or anyone. But he held on long enough to make it to the wedding. Long enough to tear something inside me that still hasn't fully healed. My relationship was always complicated with him. He wasn't cold, but he wasn't warm either. He was clear-cut. You knew where you stood with him at all times, until I came out. That was when all that I thought solidly under me fell apart. I didn't want to believe he would cease to love me for such a thing. But then he did. Quietly. Polished. As though he was closing and locking a door from the other side. But that isn't where the story actually begins. It begins with Jamie. My cousin. Jamie was the type of individual who could make you feel dumb in 3 words or fewer. Always polite when other people were observing. Spoke the right things. Brought appropriate gifts. And lied with such ease that he could burn down the house and blame you for leaving on the oven. After my dad died, Jamie showed up more. At first it felt like support. Like family. He'd send things like, thinking of you cuz, or want me to bring over dinner. But the dinners came with commentary. Small cracks that didn't feel like cracks at first glance but did later on. It must have been hard on him, he said one night while stirring pasta. You know. Having a daughter he didn't recognize anymore. I chuckled, thinking he was referring to my haircut or something. He wasn't. It then escalated in ways I did not notice initially. He would whisper to my mom. Tell her he was worried about me. That I was isolating. That maybe loss was turning me into an unfun person to be around. He'd say things like, Ali looks tired. She's doing her best, but it must be exhausting. He'd hold me just a bit too long and whisper things like, I'm the only one really here for you in that deep, gentle tone. I initially thought he was coming from good. But then I would lose people. Mom sent fewer texts. Coming to see her, she was distant, away. Like she was waiting for me to show her something. Ali began to sleep on the couch. When I asked what was going on, she said, I don't know. You've changed. One time I opened her computer and there were messages. Between her and Jamie. He was saying things I never told her. That I held her responsible for my dad's death. That I blamed her for not intervening. He said I was manipulative. Moody. Unstable. And she believed him. When I confronted Jamie, he looked genuinely hurt. His eyes watered. His lips trembled. He whispered, You're lashing out. This is what I've been trying to help you with. I thought I was losing my mind. Every time I attempted to get someone near me, he was right there. Whispering. Twisting. Assuring that when I yelled for help, it would be noise. He said to Ali that I was fixated on him. That I was jealous of how he was connected to my mom. That perhaps I required psychiatric treatment. Then Ali departed. She put a loan bag together. Wrote on a note that simply stated, You need to determine who you are apart from me. I sat on the bathroom floor with the note in my hand and this strange cold feeling in my stomach. Not pain. Not sadness. Just this numb, pulsing quiet. That's when the messages began. Anonymous numbers. She never loved you. Everyone talks about how broken you are. You'll never be enough. But I knew it was Jamie. I was familiar with his style. Phrasing. Making cruelty an expression of concern. Then I attempted to fight back. I told my mom. Presented her with screenshots. But Jamie was already ahead. He told her I was faking messages. That I was slipping into paranoia. That maybe it was time for her to step back, let professionals help me. She thought him. When I came to her doorstep to discuss, she would not let me through. She eyed me over her shoulder, as though she was worried I would lose my temper. Jamie stood behind her, arms crossed. Smiling. This isn't you, she said. And I swear that I felt something break in me. I headed home. Sat on the floor once more. Same location. Same stillness. But I wasn't numb this time. I was shaking. I knew if I stayed there, I'd disappear. So I got up. And I began recording. Every call. Every visit. Every message. I saved them. Backed them up. Sent them to my work email. Just in case. I enlisted an attorney. Discreetly. Someone my neighbor's buddy knew. Told him it all. He understood me. He replied, People like that are counting on you to doubt yourself. Don't. Thus, I constructed my case. Devoted months accumulating what was required. Then I invited Jamie for dinner. Just him and me. He showed up with wine and that same smirk. Sat across from me like he'd already won. "I've missed you," he said. I smiled. Played back a recording. His voice. Saying I was dangerous to Ali. His laughter. Mocking about how easy he found it to trick my mom. He turned pale. "You recorded me? That's illegal. Not in this state." He stood up. Shouting now. Face red. Veins showing. "You are sick. You need help." I rose also. "Still. You're done." I sent them all the files. My mom. My aunt. Even Ali. Then I turned off my mobile. For 2 days, I didn't check anything. When I turned it back on, I had 39 missed calls. The person was my mom. Ali. Even Jamie. He was pleading me not to destroy his life. But mine was already spoiled. Bit by bit. And now he was to experience the full measure of what he constructed. I'm not whole. Not yet. But I'm clearer. I understand who I am. And more importantly, I know who I'm not. I'm not the child he raised. I'm somebody stronger. Someone he never could have imagined.